Gianna's legacy will last forever. It will impact lives around the world in positive ways. And this championship, this Lakers championship in 2020 is partly to build on that legacy and honor them. And for us to be able to do that, the moment couldn't be any more special to do that for them.
Excuse me.
Rob, when you tried to find a role for this team, the process was pretty public and it was up and down. How grateful are you that it landed where it landed? And I'm just kind of curious about how Frank kind of managed these last 3 months here.
We're so blessed and fortunate to be able to work with Frank Vogel. I think that he's an amazing collaborator, and I think in this era of basketball, you have to be able to collaborate. The head coach and the front office and your star players have to be a perfect triangle. That's what we have. He's amazing at that. We're always giving each other input and listening to the voice of LeBron and Anthony, and it works. I think the thing in studying him and Kurt Rambis as a former coach of the Lakers was so helpful, but in studying Frank Vogel, we knew that the DNA of his teams was defense first. And so when we built this roster, we really wanted to thread the needle of having guys that complemented AD and LeBron, not just from an offensive shooting standpoint, but guys that knew how to defend. And if you look at our run in the bubble, Portland, Houston, Denver, and this great Miami team, the coach is different, defense and game plan for each of those series, and that takes some wins. And thankfully we had a versatile roster where we could go small and defend, and we could play trading with length and defend and move. Rondo said it yesterday on a team meeting. He said, if we're going to win a championship, it has to be period. And I think what we saw tonight was just a defensive showing of force, tied together with a great game plan by Frank Vogel and his staff. And so we're honored to work with a basketball mind like his.
Hey Rob, congrats. Last year, Anthony and you have LeBron.
Back on please. Mia, let's go. Sumun.
That needs to be done to get to this point. What was it like having the, I guess, the benefit of having those two great players, then the pressure of making sure you do whatever you do to surround them in the right way to get to here?
You know, it's interesting that a lot of people think that trades are easy in the NBA. If you talk to any of the other 29 GMs, and there's some really, really good ones that I get to work alongside of, any trade, especially for a superstar, is incredibly difficult and challenging, filled with intricacies and issues that the general public might never understand. Dynamics of superstar trades are very, very challenging. And so they take weeks. We were thankful when we were acquired Anthony. We knew the work wasn't done once we paired LeBron and AD together. And last season, of course, we had cap space to add another max player. But we went into that with, and Kobe was such a great mentor of me in terms of, he always talked about his counters. You know, like in one year, maybe he would dominate with, you know, so then the next year he'd come back and teams would say, you have to take away his fadeaway, so he'd work on the spin move and attack the rim. So it was always about counters. And so in free agency last year, we had, obviously, we made a run to acquire a max free agent, but we had a counter. We had a backup plan. And I knew we had a way to pivot and build the team with the other players we were able to acquire. And it worked out well, obviously, but it was hard work. It wasn't just happenstance. Like, oh, let's go sign a bunch of guys. Our front office, I can't take credit because we have a front office of a lot of incredibly hardworking, bright people in our basketball operations department. And it takes a village to have success, and all those people helping with that plan. They came together, and here we are, you know, the ultimate with the 2020 championship.
Here's a little send back to you with the other beats.
Ron, congrats.
Thanks, Sam.
I wonder, I know it's a collective effort, but for you personally, you know, if you go back to the AD trade and then you go to the stuff with Magic, it was challenging for everybody. And you took some real arrows along the way. The word redemption is probably way too strong, but I do wonder if it's going from that sort of challenging time to the top of the NBA mountain, what is that doing?
Listen, I still have such gratitude for the 2 seasons I got to work with Irvin, and he's definitely a part of tonight with his vision and working side by side. He's an unbelievable person. We have a great, incredibly strong relationship. He was one of the first calls tonight. Had a great talk with him. But I think, Sam, what I've learned in life is the hard times or the trials is when you grow and you turn to your faith, you turn to your family, your loved ones, and more than anything else, I think the lesson that all of us on the inside know is you gotta just be about the work. You can't really get caught up in the noise. When I took this job, I promised my wife, Chris, and I said, and Kobe gave me this advice, but it was, I'm not gonna get caught up in the praise, because if you do that, you get prideful and you get big-headed and arrogant. But I'm also not going to get caught up in the criticism, because then you'll doubt yourself. What I am going to get caught up in is the work and the hard work and the smart work. And I'm just grateful that the work that we put in led to this. And all the other stuff really doesn't mean anything when you're holding a trophy.
Okay, thank you. We're about to get a few more last time.
Rob, while you were sort of taking those arrows that someone mentioned, there was one person that stood by you the whole time you were bus. I wanted to know what that meant to you first of all, and also what you think that people don't know that you would like them to know about who she is as a person.
We have the best owner of all professional sports in Green Bus. She's unbelievable. And what she does is she leads with a really rare combination of courage and compassion. And I think our Lakers culture is centered on making sure that the players have everything they need to succeed. And it's a player-centric, player-first organization. That's our culture. And she sets that. Anyone that's come through the door to wear the purple and the gold, she wants it to be their best experience in the NBA. And she wants to build strong players, but also strong people. And her commitment to that is unwavering. She is an incredible friend. She's someone that I go to for advice, not just on how to build a team or how to work for the Lakers, but even outside, just because she's an unbelievable person. I think she shared with me that when her father, Dr. Buss, moved the team west, his goal was to show that there could be a dominant NBA team in the West. And tonight we honor Dr. Buss with the ability to have as many trophies. We sit at the top with 17 titles. No NBA franchise has more titles than we do now. And I know that makes Dr. Buss proud. And I know that Jeannie, more than anything, loves to make her dad proud and the legacy for all of us. So, she's just an unbelievable commitment. It was incredibly grateful for her.
Exclusive.
Hey Rob, congratulations.
Thanks.
It's been quite a journey in a lot of ways. When you guys signed LeBron, a very obvious choice on your guys' part due to the caliber of player he is. But what have you learned about him in these 2 years about through that partnership you talked so much about him as a leader, and what has he done that you don't see that has helped make this championship franchise again?
He's one of the most genuine people I've ever met. He is compassionate. He really, if you take this bubble experience, we have 17 players. He was committed to keeping all of those guys as a unit, as one, the entire time. And the amount of energy he invests in bringing his teammates together and keeping them focused on a common goal is unbelievable. But he's incredibly genuine, and I would say way more thoughtful than people might imagine. He has the ability to get Anthony Davis dialed into a game, but he also has the ability to talk to our team. Our two captains, and I know it's been reported that, you know, I'm incredibly close with both of those guys in terms of the direction of our team, in terms of day-to-day decisions, personnel, because they're both great basketball minds. And I think if you stay connected as an organization and you don't make it about yourself or any one person, that's when greatness happens. And LeBron has just been genuine from the time he signed until hoisting the trophy tonight. We're grateful to put him in that position to get his 4th championship.
We're going to take 2 more. Mark Medina. Hey Rob, congrats with everything. To your point about the tragedy, Kobe and Gianna, and mentioning that they guided the team this entire year, how did you see that play out, and what sort of moments have stuck with you the most regarding them, through these difficult 8.5 months?
There would be times in my hotel room here when you're in a bubble for 100 days. It's tough. There would be times in the middle of the night I'd hear his voice. Stay the course. Finish the task. To be able to have a friend who changed my life, and helped me understand what greatness was about and sacrifice was about. There's not many greater gifts, and to be able to share this moment right now, knowing that he and Gianna are looking down from heaven, and I know he's a proud friend. I know he is. When I took the job, I remember he told me, he said, "Hey, I know you did it for me for 20 years. He said, look, I give you 2-3 years, you'll fix this, you'll get the Lakers back on top." And yes, you were right, man. You gave me the energy to do it.
I'm good there, Rob. Thank you.
John was just describing the moment in the meeting you guys had a swing, game 5 6, where you said the team needs to be defensive team first to win the championship. How did you see that realize that, and what are you most proud of from that?
It's attention to detail, what we locked in tonight. Especially on defense, we didn't make some mistakes when we did quickly corrected. Defensively, it was all 5 guys. Like I said, the coaching game plan was right on point, and we know if we put it together for 48 minutes, we were able to come out and have a defensive game like we did tonight.
Gary Washburn, Gary.
John, it's been 12 years since you did this. Can you kind of discuss the role? You probably happen every year in a way, but just that time, all the ups and downs. Can you kind of, how do you reflect on that? So, I know it's soon, but how do you think you know?
Just, I've been through a lot in my career. Everyone goes through a lot. Because we played a game this long, 14 years, and I had early success. A lot of great teammates early. great coaching staffs early, and I thought that's what the NBA was. You know, then obviously down the road, year 10, 11, things changed for me in my career. Every time going into training camp, you weren't expected to win a championship because the teams I was on, so that was a different mindset coming into the season. So, but able to get back to this, you know, this season in particular, understanding that we did have a team to compete for a championship from day one, and to be able to come full circle an entire year later, you know, we reached our goal and our dream. So it's been a long time for me. Last time I was in a situation, obviously the results didn't turn out as well. So being able to come back and redeem myself and play a big part in this championship, it's definitely a hell of a feeling and something I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. And then also being able to experience with my son here. So I'm very blessed to do it while he's able to understand, you know, at 9 years old, soon to turn 9, that, you know, his dad's a champ. And he's able to witness it. You know, 12 years ago he wasn't born when I won. So for him to be here, my daughter at home watching, it's definitely a surreal feeling.
Joe, this team has some veterans, but also young players. What role does the veterans play in terms of helping this team be mentally strong, especially when it came to the following circumstances?
Just leading by example. You know, it's not too much as far as what we said, it was how we did it. Every day with the consistency as far as taking care of your body, you know, getting lifts in every day, doing things that you don't want to do, or what it takes to become a champion or become a veteran and a great player in this league. So we didn't really do it too much vocally. You know, when they asked questions, we obviously gave them the answers. But like I said, me myself personally, you know, I know Brian does it. You know, it's this discipline, and understanding what it takes to stay in this game for a long time, and taking care of your body and get to the top. You know, discipline and hard work.
Thank you. Real good question.
I saw you out on the court surrounded by confetti with the sun, I think, running around there. How much does he, I mean, we've seen him before asking you if you're going to be on SportsCenter tonight. Like, how much does he understand about?
Baby, that's it. That's it, mom. Boo boo better. That's it, papi.
How bad do you want?
Oh, sorry.
Don't worry, you can make it, Emma. Really? Yeah.
You guys as a team have been very open about wanting to win this championship.